What's one thing that binds all of Christopher Nolan's films together? It's not just mind-bending plots, or special effects, or Michael Caine.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
It's his fascination with time. So how deep does this motif go? And why is time such an effective tool in Nolan's storytelling? Because with Nolan, the clock never stops ticking. This is Motifs and Motives, Nolan and Time.
One of these bullets is like us, traveling forwards through time. The other one's going backwards. Can you tell which is which? How about now? It's inverted. Its entropy runs backwards, so to our eyes, its movement is reversed.
For this investigation, we need to examine the evidence. Nolan's screenplays. When we imported them into Studio Binder, we found that this time motif is no accident. The most immediate and obvious way Nolan deals with time is in his plots.
He can communicate with the future.
We all do, don't we?
In many ways, Nolan tells stories as puzzles. One of his favorite storytelling devices is to play with past, present, and future, and often presents them out of chronological order, forcing the audience to piece them together. Dunkirk has 3 plots, told in 3 different timelines. Inception ends up operating in 5 different story levels. Memento is told backwards and forwards.
Yeah, but it's not amnesia. I remember everything up until my injury. I just can't make new memories.
This allows Nolan to deploy information strategically.
Okay, what do you have? You have the beginning of the film here. That's basically the end of the movie. This stuff is the black and white stuff. This is color, and this is running backwards as a series of jumps. And what we do is we cut between the two the whole way through. So we alternate scene here, scene there, scene there, scene there, scene there, scene there, and they meet towards the end of the film.
Nolan isn't subtle with this motif.
I have to believe in a world outside my own mind. I have to believe that my actions still have meaning, even if I can't remember them.
What's the most obvious way he uses time? He shows it. Whether it's how a character has aged, a spaceship that looks like a clock, or waiting for a bomb to explode. Beyond the basic plot structures, characters discuss time and how it affects the plot.
I've waited years.
How many years?
By now it must be.
It's 23 years, 4 months, 8 days.
Or their internal struggle with the past, because time is universal.
Can't remember to forget you.
We're all dealing with time in some way, so no matter how fantastical the concepts in Nolan's films, they're still grounded in something we all share.
How do you know?
Because I gave it to her.
Nolan doesn't stop with dialogue and props. He edits time into his films. Remember this? Well, that was shot at 360 to 700 frames per second. Certain sections 2,000 frames a second. The vehicle is, essentially, a ticking clock slowed down so much it's painful. You feel the time, and how valuable each second is. But he doesn't stop there. Just like Inception, we have to go a level deeper.
Cobb, do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. It's music.
Nolan brings this motif of time into his soundtracks as well. With Inception, Nolan planned to use Edith Piaf's Non, je ne regrette rien as a leitmotif from the beginning. He even wrote it into the script. The song acts as the anchor to keep the characters synchronized within different dream levels.
It's too soon.
And that brings us to Nolan's secret weapon, Hans Zimmer. Zimmer built his score around a slowed-down version of this track. The speed and timing of the music, just like the van, is dramatically slowed down for intensity. Nolan gives us a multi-sensory experience. Zimmer and Nolan top themselves again in Dunkirk. Hear that? The relentless ticking. That's based on a recording from Chris Nolan's stopwatch. Time running out is a major motif in Dunkirk, so time is of the essence. Zimmer also uses an audio illusion called the Shepard tone in his score. With its seemingly endless rise in pitch, the tension is compounded as the three storylines converge.
He said to me, this is going to be a short movie. It's going to be 90 minutes long. I basically demoed up a 100-minute piece, which sort of became like a grid of tension. Chris has talked about the Shepard tone. It's like, when you watch a barber pole, things keep going up, but endlessly, right?
So you're continually going up the scale, but you never seem to go out of reach, if you like. And I wanted to try and apply that to screenwriting, to a narrative, and say, okay, with this story, can you braid together the three storylines in such a way that you create the idea of a continuing rise in intensity?
It's the combination of time represented in sound and image that amplifies the pressure. Nolan puts time on the forefront of the viewing experience. Much like the characters, we feel the time. And when you feel the time, you feel the pressure. Nolan's use of time in his films is cohesive. It's a great example of unified storytelling, in which each element perpetually reinforces the others. The fragmented narratives pull us in. The sensory input of time from the sounds and images make us feel the time, and aligns us with characters who are also dealing with the effects of time. Nolan keeps us aware that Father Time does not stop. He's everywhere. He's inescapable.
That's who he is. That's what it takes. He lives, he's acts. Don't you see?
So when workshopping your next project, think about what it is that fascinates you. Nolan found a universal connective tissue we can all relate to, and made it into a motif, a guiding principle. Maybe that's why his films are so timeless. What is your favorite use of time in movies? Does anyone rival Nolan? Should we have talked more about Interstellar? Because we did a whole beat sheet on it. Tell us in the comments.
The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it do something extraordinary.
You can love.